domestic abuse is increasing. That's according to a women's centre in Stevenage, which tried to help Amelia Arnold, who was murdered by her violent partner. Yesterday, Jack Wall was handed a life sentence after being found guilty of beating Amelia to death with a dumbbell.
She was sent home to go back to the home where he was. No panic button, but there was nothing in place.
Amelia's father speaking yesterday after Jack Wall was handed a life sentence. He feels her death should and could have been prevented. Amelia sought help from this women's centre, a brave first step for any victim of domestic abuse.
Women will approach us where often they won't necessarily approach statutory services or the police or health.
But the centre did encourage Amelia to contact the local council, which she did. The council told Lookie's we referred her case to Children's Services at the County Council. When we asked the County Council, they said, although her relationship was volatile, there was no indication that either she or her child were in any danger. Amelia's family say she simply fell through the cracks, something this domestic abuse counsellor says happens far too often.
One of my jobs is to actually encourage that person to go back to talk to A, to talk to B and talk to C, and actually themselves say, actually, I have spoken to social services, I have spoken to housing, I have spoken to the police, I have spoken to probation, so that they themselves are alerting the separate agencies to the fact that there is more than one agency involved in this case.
Back in Stevenage, this centre is worried that their workload is now increasing as their funding decreases. Do you worry that there are going to be more women that do suffer from abuse because they're simply not getting the help that they need?
Definitely. I think the increase that we've seen in the number of cases are coming forward are directly in response to what's happening in our communities. There's a lot of people struggling at the moment, and I think financial pressures on families and unemployment all has an impact.
A full investigation into Amelia's death is now being carried out in the hope that lessons can be learnt. Stuart Radcliffe, BBC Look East.
Too many